I love cute little dogs. I don't know why, I just do. There's one little problem though. Every dog that I've ever owned hates me. Can you see the scar that I got on my cheek right here? I got it from one of my dogs because they all hate me. What I tell myself is that they all have deep-rooted psychological issues. And you know how you see people driving around and the dog is in the back seat with his head out the window looking all cute? I can't do that. Let me roll the window down for you, Cooper. Cooper. Anytime I was leaving the house or coming home from work, as soon as the door would crack open, pew! I would sit there wondering, like, what is their plan? What's your modus operandi? You get away, and then what? Being homeless is a better option than living with me? Why? And what do I do? What do I do to the dog? I don't know what I'm doing. It has to be me. If all of them don't know each other and they all hate me, I'm the common denominator. There is one thing I hate about dogs. When you have that neighbor that has that dog that they keep outside, and he never stops barking. I heard there's a study that says dogs never get tired of barking or hearing the sound of their own bark. Just how does your neighbor not hear that dog barking non-stop? Have you ever had anybody give you a free dog? I'm super sussed out every time that happens. My aunt was at work, her coworker came up, hey, do you want a free dog? His name is Benji. Then she comes over to my house, hey, you guys want a free dog? Benji was psychotic. I wake up in the middle of the night, Benji's sitting over me like, so I'm thinking me and Benji just got off on the wrong foot, right? The next day I go to pet him, hey Benji, hey, welcome to the bit me. Who hurt you, Benji? Sure enough, about a month later, some random person off the street went to my dad and was like, hey, you want a dog? Sure, what's the worst that could happen? So when my dad brought Kayla home, we had 3 dogs at that point. Key, Kayla, and Benji. So one day, I'm upstairs playing PlayStation, and I hear Kayla barking outside. Go down to the kitchen, look out the back window. There's a little chihuahua there, but she's not moving. She's just standing her ground like, Arr. So this little chihuahua is standing in my backyard looking at Kayla. I see Kayla has some slack on that chain. I do quick maths, and I'm like, okay, that dog is far enough to where if Kayla charged the dog, we good. She's not gonna reach the chihuahua. Kayla's there, foaming at the mouth now. And the chihuahua starts inching closer. What is you doing, bro? Is you trying to die? So at this point, I go out the back door. I know Kayla's crazy. I'm not about to get close to Kayla because I don't want Kayla to confuse me. So then I try to get the chihuahua to leave. I'm like, get out of here. There's a whole lot of gang stuff going on over here. You don't want this problem. I promise. Out of nowhere, this lady comes around the corner. Oh, thank goodness. There you are. Come here, Bubby. Come here, Bubby. Come here, Bubby. The dog looks at her and looks back at Kayla like he's weighing his options like, So then the dog takes another step closer.
Good day for a swell battle. Now go!
Oh my god! And then she jumps on top of Kayla. So now she's like fighting Kayla. So I grab the chain and then yank Kayla. Ma'am, are you okay? Okay, you want me to call an ambulance or something? No, it's okay, it's fine, it's okay. And she leaves. I never saw her again. So I tell my parents, they start having the conversation, do we get rid of the dog or nah? So at that point, I put her in the laundry room. I go to work. So I'm usually the first person home each day from work. I look in the laundry room, Kayla is gone. She dug a hole in the wall to escape. And this is all happening 3 days after that whole Chihuahua incident. I call my mom, Mom, Kayla's gone. What do you mean? She Shawshanked her way out of there. Find that dog now. We've got construction workers all over building new houses. We've got kids playing in yards. And this is the equivalent of Jurassic World when all the dinosaurs get out. My new hybrid dinosaur raptor is on the loose. When I was in the theater watching it, I'm sitting there watching it like, same girl, same. I know I've been there. This has happened to me too. So I jump in my car and just start driving, and I'm looking for this dog everywhere. And my mom is blowing up my phone. If that dog bites somebody, they're gonna sue us for everything, and we're gonna lose everything. As my mom's talking to me, I'm on Zillow putting our house up for sale. Drove around that block like 4 times. Y'all, when I tell you I don't know how I found this dog, I really don't. I got out of my car at one point, I just felt her presence, and I just yelled, Kayla! And I see his head peek up out of a bush. I just held my hand out like I had some food. I'm like, come get it. So when she came over, gotcha. Needless to say, by the end of the week, all dogs were gone. It was a clearance sale. My dad was standing outside of PetSmart like, hey, you want a dog? Sure, what's the worst that could happen? I'm walking around the house in my SpongeBob underwear. Yes, that's important to the story. Walking to the kitchen to get myself a little snacky snack. My dad walks in. He's standing there with his look on his face. What's wrong with you? I just got a new engine for my Beamer. Okay, you want a cookie? Let's go. What do you mean? You need to see what all this power is like. You're driving around your little Toyota Corolla. You need to see what it's like to have a real man's car. Let's go. I spent a lot of money on this engine. Okay, let me go put some pants on. Let's go. Dad, I'm not getting in the car in my underwear. You're not getting out of the car. You're getting in the car, driving up the street, and coming back. Okay, I'm just gonna get the keys. Now my dad is the chillest dude I know, and it takes a lot for him to get this aggravated this quickly. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll get the keys. You still gotta walk from my house to the car, and the neighbors could possibly see you. Open the front door, peek out. No TMZ. I start sneaking to the car like this is Metal Gear Solid. He's following behind me all slow, shaking his head like, I've raised an idiot. So we get in the car, and there's this long stretch of road from the entrance of my development to the first house in the development. So I start driving to leave the neighborhood. Punch it. Dad, we're still in the neighborhood. I said, punch it. We're still technically in the neighborhood, so maybe, how about no? Stop being a little punk. Punch it. Okay. Ooh, wow, Dad, it's a nice engine you got there, bro. You're such a little wimp. Turn the car around. I get to the entrance, turn around, punch it. Okay, Dad. Ooh, OMG-ness. This is broing my mind. Can we go home now? No, you're such a little punk. Floor it. Pedal to the metal. You know what that means? Okay, old man. So you have chosen death. And I go full Dominic Toretto. I glance over at him and he's like, get to the entrance, turn around. Get to the first house, turn around. He thinks I'm done. I'm not. Run it. I'm ready to die. Now. Then in the corner of my eye, I notice this Lexus in my rearview mirror just darting up on me. So I start slowing down. This dude comes from behind me and busts like a knife. Low-key freaking out because this guy's blocking the road in both directions. This guy gets out, slams his door. Do you have any idea? Then he looks at me and he sees me in my extra medium SpongeBob tighty whities. Do you have any idea what are you doing? My kids are playing in the driveway. There are like huge veins bulging out of this dude's neck. But what made this even more scary is this dude looks like the office nerd that never speaks. If you saw him at work and you were like, hey Todd, how's it going? He'd be like, So this guy's yelling at us, but there's one key thing he didn't know. My dad is from Trinidad. Never run up on a Trini who's lived in New York. So then he awakens my dad's inner crazy person.
This is a private road. I can drive as fast as I want. I can do whatever I want.
So then it's just a yelling competition at this point.
It's a private road. But my kids. It's a private road. Why my kids?
And I'm in the middle like... So while all this is going on, in my head, I'm just waiting for my dad to jump out the car because I know that's what's next. And I'm praying to God that doesn't happen. Because if he jumps out the car, I'm gonna have to jump out the car and pull him off with this dude. Because I already know how that story's gonna end. And then what happened? Well, then we left Bible study and we pulled into our neighborhood and there were these two guys fighting. No, nobody cares about that part. Tell us about the crackhead. Oh yeah, there was this crackhead in the middle of the street dancing and cheering them on and he was butt naked. It was Swoozie from YouTube. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. All YouTubers are on crack. Back to you guys in the studio. So I'm here just giving my dad this look like, please don't get out of the car. Now when you want the war with a Trini / New Yorker, the best you can do is break even. You're not gonna win. Even though my neighbor was clearly the aggressor when he ran up on us, by the time my dad was done with them, he was like, So then my neighbor stomps back to his car and then takes off back to his house. And I'm like, Dad, he's right. Well, he should keep the kids inside the house because kids don't even play outside no more. See, I know he's still mad and I'm not trying to argue, so I just dead it right there. Talk to me nice. Not for nothing, my dad was the representative during that whole altercation because I didn't say anything the entire time. Because you never know the ripples that your action caused. I've seen the movie Butterfly Effect. I know how this works. Actually, I never saw the movie, but I saw the trailer and I kind of know what the movie's about. I just didn't want this to be how our neighbor remembers us. So I get home, go inside, put on some clothes, and then drive over to my neighbor's house. I pull up and his kids are still outside. Get out of the car and I kind of see that his garage is open. So I start walking to the garage. His son is in the grass playing with a ball, and as soon as he sees me, he's like... So I start walking around to the garage and I can see the dad in the garage, and you could tell he's still mad by his body language. So then I yell out to him like, "Excuse me, sir?" And he turns, and when he sees it's me, he goes... This man looked at me like I was the Terminator coming for him and his unborn child. So I was like, think fast, talk fast. Sir, no. Sir, sorry for how my dad was acting back there. You were right. He just got a brand new engine and he wanted me to test it out. I'm very sorry. Once my dad saw that the road was empty and nobody was around and nobody can get hurt, he wanted me to test out his engine. Wanted to come over here and just, apologize. Well, I, thank you for coming and letting me know this. So I appreciate that. Well, name's Adonde. If you ever need anything, I'm in that White House 3 houses down. Later that night, I start thinking to myself, I know this dude is gonna tell his wife about all this. And I can only imagine how his version of the story is gonna go. Honey, our neighbors were racing in the neighborhood, and I ran down behind them. I got to their car and I put them in their place. Don't you ever come in here in my neighborhood and race.
Sir, yes, sir, we'll never do it again. You're so big and strong.
And they were petrified of me. I think our neighbors are cross-dressers. There's nothing wrong with it, I'm just saying. They are both in there wearing women's lingerie. And also, I can smell crack in the car. I'm gonna call the HOA first thing in the morning and let them know. I think our neighbors are cross-dressing drug dealers. You're such a brave man, honey. I'm so sorry for ever cheating on you with the janitor on that cruise ship. It's alright, honey. Love you, good night. Guys have their quirks, girls have some quirks too, but let's talk about it. Dating is like watching a TV show. Halfway through the season, I'm like, do I even like this? Right before you guys make it official, girls love to leave stuff behind so they have an excuse to see you again.
Hey, I left my earrings in your car.
Yeah, I'm in my car right now, I don't see them.
Check in the fridge in the second drawer to the right. Check in there, see if they're there.
How did they get in here?
So, can I come over later and get them?
When you have a girlfriend, first thing you have to understand is a lot of them love blankets. And I mean a lot of blankets. They get cold very easily. Not all, but most. And girls, you love to do this thing when you're out with a dude, usually in the courtship before you start dating, and it's frickin' freezing, and you're there like... She's on the verge of catching pneumonia. Your teeth are chattering, you got snot bubbles, and the guy's like, yo, you cold?
No, I'm fine.
And the guy goes to give you his jacket.
No, I'm good.
You look like you're about to catch death. Girls love to pop pimples. If you start getting a pimple, dibs, I'm popping it. Some of my exes would even be on YouTube watching pimple popping videos. You also have your checkpoint girlfriends.
Text me when you get home, text me when you get to work, text me when, I don't know, what else men do.
It's like checkpoints in a video game. Why come you girls take up 95% of the bed? Fellas, you wake up in the middle of the night with no blanket, freezing cold on the edge of the bed, and your girl is taking up the other 99% of it for no reason.
Oh my God, you are so warm.
It's not on purpose, it's just how they roll. I think it goes back to that girls are always cold thing. They're trying to push up against your warmth, so that's why they're constantly pushing you against the edge of the bed, which also explains why they shower in 200 lava degrees Celsius water. If you ever hop in the shower as your girlfriend's getting out,
I'm melting.
French fries. You'll ask your girl if she's hungry and she'll be like,
No, I'm good.
You walk in and get some french fries and walk out, and all of a sudden, different situation. Girls love french fries, okay? Fellas, one thing you need to understand, food always tastes better when it's coming off of your plate. And girls never know where they want to eat, but they always know where they want to eat. Pick a place.
I don't care. Anywhere's fine. Wherever.
Fellas, just know that you have to start naming off stuff until you hit the sweet spot, okay? Another thing, girls love to shop, even if they don't buy anything. Thank God online shopping doesn't require us fellas to be there present, but it's just something to keep in mind because girls love to shop. I don't think Fashion Nova is ever gonna go out of business. Also, detective girlfriends, you'll know if you have one. Those are the girls that get in the car like,
Whose hair is this? Who does this belong to? This is mine. This is not my shade of ombre.
all up in your trunk with a black light. In most cases, it's the girl putting insecurities from their past relationships onto you. But in some cases, fellas, you've done something, you've messed up, maybe you cheated or you, I don't know, micro cheated, and then you made your girl a detective girlfriend. Oh, then you got problems, cousin. There are those girls who let their boyfriends get away with murder. Guys do this too, but sometimes you girls will get a guy who you think is so attractive and you love him so much, you let him get away with everything. If you're over 6 feet tall, you got the hair, you got the jawline that cuts glass. Like those guys I've seen when they get into relationships, they get away with murder. I've said this before, but anything you allow increases. That's in any relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, father, whatever relationship, if you allow something to happen, it's most likely gonna increase. Fellas, it's a good idea if you can prevent lying to your girlfriend, don't do it. Because they catch you in that lie and they stay with you, and next thing you know, everything turns into a fight.
I don't want you to hang out with Sabrina anymore. Why are you always liking half-naked girls on the gram? The only naked girls you're allowed to like are me. Me!
In a future video, I'll most likely talk about boyfriends because we have our set of quirks too. Don't get it twisted. I just want to make one thing clear real quick. I love fast food, but I just don't trust it. And just like when you're in a relationship, have you ever been in a relationship and you caught your boyfriend or girlfriend lying? Once that trust is gone, it's almost impossible to get back. If you worked at a mall or a shopping plaza, you know when it's time to eat, it's always at the food court. I used to work at a clothing store. I'm at greeter spot and my coworker Jeremiah comes up. All right, I just clocked in, you can go to lunch. Cool, well, I'm gonna get a cheeseburger from, let's call this place Ronald's. I'm gonna get a cheeseburger from Ronald's. You want anything? Don't go to that Ronald's in the food court. I used to work there before I got the job here. Why not? Don't go there, just trust me. Bro, I love Ronald's, so you need to tell me why I don't need to go to this Ronald's. You know how many people's burgers I spit in while I was working at that Ronald's? Wait, what? If I looked up at the screen and I saw anybody order a custom order, I spit in it. What did you order when you would go there? Cheeseburger, only ketchup, mayo, and mustard. Yeah, I've seen that a few times. I spit in that burger. You're joking, right? How do you do this with the manager around? The manager there doesn't care. You know how many times people would come and complain about hair in their food? And it was the manager's hair that was in the food, and he'd be like, nobody here has that hair color. And it's clearly his. Needless to say, I stopped going to Ronald's a lot. So a few years later, I meet this girl, Brianna. She works at, let's call her place Jenny's. So she works at Jenny's. When I find out she works at fast food, I tell her about the Jeremiah story. That is not normal. People usually only mess with your food if you're rude or an a-hole. Okay, did you ever mess with anybody's food? Only once, because the guy was an a-hole. America Explain. We got this guy's order wrong, and he came back yelling and cursing at me. I wasn't even on the line, I was at register. He's yelling and making a huge scene. I'm like on the verge of tears. So if you're on register and you handle money, you're not supposed to be on the line making food. But since that guy was a super a-hole, I went to the back and I made his food. I took his patty and I dropped it on the floor. I look at my coworker and he's just shaking his head like, it's not enough. And then I took his bun and I rubbed it around the rim of the garbage can. Don't be rude to people who are fixing your food. I used to eat fast food every day. Now I eat fast food like once every 5 months. Now, a good rule of thumb is if you ever go to a fast food place and the people preparing your food, if they're not wearing gloves, don't eat there. Because if they're ignoring that rule, they're most likely ignoring a bunch of other rules too. So yeah, needless to say, I pretty much stopped going to fast food. And I still, to this day, love fast food. So for any of y'all that watch my story on Instagram, every time I go to Tokyo, you see me at that 24-hour McDonald's in Shinjuku every single day. Everybody's very respectful. The chances of somebody messing with your food over there is slim to -0. So I quit working retail, get the job at Hard Rock Hotel as a lifeguard, and one day I'm running super late, which is pretty much every day I'm scheduled to work. And I get the urge for some, let's call this place Chess. The burgers and the fries at this place are amazing. However, the people they've been hiring and the quality had just been going downhill over the years, so now it's just too risky to go there. So it's the first time I'm gonna be eating fast food in like 4 years. So I pull up to the speaker.
And then he said, if we break up, ain't nobody gonna want me. Girl, his friend Tyrone want me. His friend Jaquel is all up in my DMs. Pierre want me. Ooh, girl, Pierre? Yes, girl, yes, Pierre. He cuter than a mug, I swallow. If we break up, you know what I'll do?
Hello?
Excuse me, yes.
Can I make an order?
Can you wait? Ooh, girl, no, he didn't. I know. Girl, I'm finna get fired today, I swallow.
Welcome to Chess. What can I get you? Yeah, sorry, no, I'm in a rush. Can I get a number 1, the Chess Burger meal with only ketchup, mustard, and lettuce? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
And can I get a large? Can I make that a large with a Sprite?
Pull around.
Pull up to the window. They make the order. She gives me the bag. I pull off. Cool. I'm driving. I'm just gonna eat in the car. I take my burger out. Don't you guys love when you tell them only ketchup and only mustard? Super simple. And they put everything on it. They get it completely wrong. I love it so much that I turn around and drive back. I already know this is not gonna end well.
Welcome to Chess. Can I take your order?
Yes. I just need a number 1, the Chess combo, the Chess Burger combo, with only ketchup, and only mustard, and only lettuce. I figured, let me just order like I'm a completely new person, but when I pull up to the window, that's when I drop it on her like, hey, you messed up my order. Can I just swap you the messed up order for the order that you just placed? Is what I tell her. This is her response.
I just put this in as a new order. Why you didn't tell me back there at the intercom that this was a messed up order?
You annoying! I swallow! She grabs my order, walks around the corner. So about 30 seconds later, I see one of the employees poke his head around the window and look at me, and then go back. And about a minute later, I see another employee poke their head around the window, and then go back. Mind you, this is not on some, we recognize you from YouTube, because I started my YouTube channel, but I was only at like 100 subscribers at the time, so this is not that. So then she hands me the new bag, and doesn't say a word. Take the bag, drive off. I open up this bag, and it smelt like a dumpster, and the sewer had a baby. It was odious. This didn't smell like they took my burger and went around the rim with it one time. This reeked. I'm not gonna eat this food. As soon as I get to work, I'm throwing this away. So I'm driving, lo and behold, I see a homeless man on the corner of the road. And I think to myself, oh. I pull over and I hold the bag out of the window. He sees me, stands up, walks to the edge of the road, and then he's waiting for an opening in traffic so he can cross. And then I think to myself, are you an idiot? Those employees did God knows what to your food. You're not gonna eat it, but you're gonna give it to this homeless man? That's not cool, bro. That's not cool. Traffic clears up and the homeless man starts jogging toward me, and as he gets closer, I panic, and I just drive off. But then I get to work and I'm on the guard stand, and I start thinking, from that homeless guy's perspective, I pulled up like, hey bro, come get this free food. Psych, see ya, skirt. Y'all ever put yourself in a situation where you just feel like crap? I just couldn't shake that feeling of feeling like a terrible person. So for the next few days that I had to work, every time I would go in, I was looking for this homeless dude. Never saw him again, unfortunately. And I couldn't shake that feeling of feeling like a terrible person. So to kind of counteract it, if I was at a drive-thru, I'd pay for the person behind me. If I was at a movie theater, I'd buy the person behind me ticket. I was just OD. So yeah, some of us love fast food, but some of us also have trust issues. We've been hurt in the past. Once that trust is gone, it's almost impossible to get back. Okay, so the beard is still here, but don't get attached. I'm serious. Who remembers going to their friend's house to actually play video games? Or split screen multiplayer? You ever heard anybody in your family say, back in my day, we had to walk 100 miles to school in the snow? That's us to these kids now. Back in my day, video consoles used to have 4 controller ports on it. And we had to use ironing boards and cardboard to split the screens. Another back in my day, you ever heard your parents say,
Stop playing those stupid video games because they're never gonna get you anywhere in life.
$3 million richer.
you know how Tiger Woods' dad and Serena Williams' dad forced sports onto their kids? That would be me for video games. Run up at my kid's school like,
Dad, what are you doing?
you're dropping out of school and you're going pro.
Sweet!
Where's your sister?
She's in chess club!
Let's go! Corn Grisha! Man, get this out of my face! You're going pro!
Mr. Thorne, you can't just interrupt my class.
That's poor people talk. I'm here to get money.
Both of y'all are on punishment until you win your first tournament. Non-stop video games.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life!
I'd be yelling upstairs to my kids, I don't hear League of Legends or Dota 2 happening up there. It'll be 4 in the morning, I bust in their room. Wake up! Why y'all sleeping? Go practice! Counter-Strike, go! Go, 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 go! And not just my kids, my wife too.
So we're gonna have to change up the marketing strategy for Q4?
What are you doing? You need to be streaming!
I'm in the middle of the meetings.
That's poor people talk! Get this money! You're a streamer now! Minecraft 24-hour charity stream, let's go! Slide into Drake's DMs right now! Where them donos at? Where them bits at? Alright, let's talk about online gaming for a hot second. There's still mute buttons on microphones, right? So can somebody explain to me why people think we want to hear them chewing all up in the microphone? I know this is gonna be a crazy thought for some people, but mute your mic while you chew. Then on the flip side of that, we have those friends who mute their mic and forget it muted. Also, why come anytime you go to an online lobby for any team-based game, nobody's talking? This is me anytime I'm playing in a team-based game where you need to communicate. Hello? Oh, y'all just playing through your TV speakers, huh? Cool. Before I get too far off topic, I'll talk about randoms who just do their own thing, but sometimes you have that friend who also likes to run off and do their own thing. You know who you are. And then for some reason, this person that runs off and does their own thing wants to get mad when they get jumped by another squad. I got a guy on me, got two on me. Yo, help! Guys, come on! Yo, he's one shot. Guys, this guy, wow. I don't know if this has happened to y'all yet, but has anybody experienced the fake scenarios? I usually can spot bad acting, so it's very easy for me to see this coming. If you've ever been in a game and you've overheard something completely ridiculous, it's probably one of these fake scenarios. I was in a squad one time and this girl's on the mic. Hey boys, where are you from? We all tell her and then she instantly jumps right into flirting with us. You boys sound hot. Are you guys all single? Said no girl within 30 seconds of being in a game ever. And a few seconds later you hear, yo, what the F? Who are you talking to? Give me the mic. Who is this? Who's on here trying to spit game in my girlfriend? I've been through this a few times, so I know this is all staged. I go full Mr. Steal Your Gamer Girl. My guy, I gave your girl my number and everything, like we're going to Taco Bell tomorrow. Man, no you're not. After Taco Bell, I'm taking her shopping because she said she needs some makeup and some new clothes from Macy's. Bruh, she whispered her address to me before you even got on the mic. Man, shut up. She said she cheated on you and you don't even know about it, so it's all good. Yo, it's crazy that we're both in LA too. Like, what are the odds? Bro, how do you know that? I told you, she whispered it to me. Bet money the next day, that dude was posted up outside of his girlfriend's house, all paranoid, calling her up like, hey babe, you good? You're not at Taco Bell? You're not going to Taco Bell, right? Back in my day, we didn't have KFC or Taco Bell. So on Instagram, 68% of y'all said I need to keep the beard. So you're gonna get it for one video and that's it. You ever let a friend or your parents borrow your car, you get your car back, and they left it on some crazy radio station? So I'm driving and my mom left the radio station on NPR. The guy on the radio's like, Disney and Universal are at war! Dang, it's a war now? Yes, it's a war, mate! I don't know if you've been paying attention, right? But everything is about lands. Harry Potter land, Star Wars land, everything's a land because they're at war. But the good thing is, the person who wins the war is the consumer, me and you, mate. Word?
What?
When I worked at the studio, whenever I was greeter spot, I would just sit there thinking about all these crazy ideas for rides, because low key, mid key, high key, I wanted to be an Imagineer. So it should be pretty clear what team I'm on, but Universal, let me holler at y'all real quick. I hear y'all partnered with Nintendo for Nintendo World or Nintendo Land, but if y'all don't have a 12-player interactive virtual reality Mario Kart of some sort planned, you're already sitting on a big fat L. Go all out. You need to have wind machines. When you throw an item, you physically have to use your hands to throw. If somebody throws a banana at you, I want to feel it all over my face, nom nom nom. And it would be a different ride every time, full interaction, and that's how you gotta approach rides nowadays. Universal, you can't just approach things like how you did back in the 80s, okay? Audiences are more advanced now. Here's some more advice, Universal. Stop trying to be Disney. Do some stuff that they can't do. Game of Thrones land. Just throw in that. You can have that one for free. You have to add a little bit of danger. Have a ride that when you get on it, you can actually die. In the gift shop, you can have a shirt that says, I survived the Game of Thrones ride. These crackheads will buy it. Also, Disney, Universal, I don't know if you noticed, but you got a problem that's starting and it's getting kind of out of hand. People skipping, like, galore. Walking through the line like, oh, yeah, excuse me. I see you guys, you're right up there. No, excuse me. I see you. And it's mostly foreigners, no tea, no shade. Anybody caught skipping in Game of Thrones land, they grab you, strip you naked, and make you walk the walk of atonement. Shame. Universal, if you want to win the war, you gotta make these money moves. Alright, Disney, let me holler at y'all real quick. I mean, y'all are doing great, but I have some quick little notes. Alright, you guys are great at taking people and putting them into worlds they couldn't otherwise get into. That's why you have all these girls with annual passes calling up everybody like, let's go to Disney! Every single day. Let me just put something on your plate. I know it's a little bit outside of the box, okay? Sidekicks. Flounder, Abu, Olaf, Baby Yoda. Okay, follow me around the room with this. Sidekicks that you can take home. When you leave the park, you don't have to leave the park, you take it home with you. I don't know how y'all would do this. Y'all can't expect me to come up with all the ideas, but y'all figure it out. Maybe the sidekicks can go bad. Maybe they have hoarders out there. If you collect too many sidekicks, they orchestrate a prison break like they did in Toy Story 3.
Alright guys, the tunnel is done. At midnight, we're busting out of here. But what about Timon and Pumbaa? Forget about them. It's every man for himself.
Or, imagine if you go to sleep and you have a bad dream. You know like how Kylo Ren had a bad dream and Luke could sense it? And he's like, try to kill him? Imagine if you buy a Baby Yoda, take him home, have a bad dream, and you gotta wake up and fight Baby Yoda. How awesome would that be? Insert a little bit of danger in there. These are the ideas that I'm giving y'all for free. Imagine if you paid me. But Disney, here's just one more tip. If y'all start losing the war and Universal starts kicking y'all's butt, here's just one more tip. Buy Universal. I'm at a party talking to my boy Anthony. I don't know how we got on the topic, but we started talking about rappers. From rappers, Jay-Z comes up. Jay-Z, when I was a lifeguard, he came out to the pool. He was a cool guy. I met Jay-Z. He is not cool. I judge celebrities by how they treat their fans. What happened? I was at work. I was in the break room on the pooter, hacking.
There is no spoon.
Simone is at front desk in the fitness center. A customer's walking out, and then I hear him say, "What's your name, Simone? Well, if you get bored, come see me in 7090.
Big pimpin', spending G's. That voice sounds familiar. I think Jay-Z just hit on me.
What?
I think Jay-Z just hit on me. He wants me to come to his room.
So I do a quick search of the manifesto.
There is no spoon.
And I look at the presidential suite. Boom. I know that's his alias. But I know Jay-Z is not staying here. I love this man. So I go outside to the pool.
There you go right there. Is this real life? Or is it a fantasy? This is my moment. I need to go over there and spit some hot bars and launch my rap career or something.
But I wasn't ready to meet him just yet. It wasn't the time. Go to the top of the slide, I'm up there. Jay-Z's down there for like a good hour. and not one person's coming up to me. He's starting to look a little sad. So I figured, let me kill 2 stones with 1 bird. I can test and see if he's a cool celebrity, and I'll make him feel a little good. Send somebody over to say, like, I appreciate you and everything you do for this country. Hey, little boy.
Yeah.
You know who Jay-Z is?
No.
He's famous.
Oh my God.
He's right over there.
Oh my God, a famous person here. Oh my God. JB, I love you.
Takes a picture with the kid. I need to do more recon. Every kid that came up to the slide, I was like, there he go.
Oh my God.
Next thing I know, there's like 97 kids trying to get a picture with Jigga. Aw, Trick love the kids. This dude signed every autograph, took every picture. He was kind of sitting out there like he wanted to be seen.
There's still not enough evidence here to support my theory.
I start calling my boys from their house like, yo, Jay-Z's right over here. I'm looking right at him. Pull up. I'm on top of the slide waving at people on the street like, yo, pull up. Jay-Z meet and greet.
Hi, yeah, I'm here for the Jay-Z meet and greet. Do you guys take card? No cash only, Mike. What was that? No cash only, Mike. I'm having a hard time catching the accent. Just one more time. Cash only, mate. By the way, Jay-Z hit on me.
Jay-Z was down there looking like, how do all these 5-year-olds know who I am? When I get bumped in the rotation, I walked by Escabana a few times picking up towels. I could have said something, but it wasn't my time to meet him. But Jay-Z stayed on the pool deck for 7 hours, just chilling there. As soon as it got dark, these 2 girls show up. So 11 o'clock comes, time to close the pool. All right, I'm gonna go talk to Jay-Z now. It is time, Simba. I got my mixtape in my hand. I'm ready to hand it to him, right? Casual. Jay-Z sees me coming over to his cabana to kick him out. He like taps the girls. They all go into the cabana. He turns around and looks at me and he goes and closes the drapes. Now I turn around to Marco, so Marco sees all this and he just goes, just leave him in there. Man, I was gonna take a picture and flex on my ex. So yeah, I met him, but I didn't meet him. But anyways, yeah, what happened when you met him? Dog, I'm at this party, right? This thing is exclusive. This thing's so exclusive, it's just me and 14 other people. That's it. Then they say they got some special guests coming out, and then guess who walked up on the stage? Jay-Z? No, Beyonce. So you know me, and I'm looking at her, and she looking at me, and she's singing right to me, dog.
Tonight, I'll be a naughty girl. I'm calling all my girls.
And she stuck her hand out at me, and I grabbed it, and I kissed it. So then once Beyonce finished, I go to the bar to figure out how I'm gonna break up with my girlfriend so me and Beyonce could be together. And these black dudes just yoked me up. And these dudes was black. I mean, black dudes. I mean, like, they're so black, their eyes were yellow, dog. They snatched me up, throw me in this back room, and then Jigga was in there. And he go, hey, yo, bodyguard, drop an ambiguous beat so this video don't get demonetized. What you think, you could F with me? Jigga what? Recognize Trick J to the Z. Jigga who? You just gonna run up in the club, son? And start disrespecting me? I don't even know what you talking about. Dog, I think you got me confused. Oh, that wasn't you kissing on my girl? That was a mother butt ugly dude? My bad, I wasn't trying to be rude. What should I have my boys do to you? And as soon as he said that, my heart sank into my booty. I realized he was hinting at a dirt nap, pushing up daisies. See you at the crossroads, and you won't be lonely. Now see, at this time, they were still dating in secret, so the public didn't know, so I didn't know. Jigga man, I swear to God, I didn't know. I didn't mean no disrespect. Just please let me leave. See, people see all this rap stuff and forget that I'm from the block. And what did he do? And what happened? He kicked me out the club. I don't see how you can hate from outside the club. You can't even get it. I'm confused because he mad at me for kissing the girl hand. And then he go and cheat on her. Swoozie, I thought I was about to die. I think I'm seriously traumatized from all of this. Bruh. You are looking at this completely wrong. You got to touch Beyonce, the queen herself. Anytime something bad happens to you and you start focusing on the negative, just ask yourself this. But did you die? No. I went to this private school for a few years, and on the campus they had kindergarten all the way to high school. And when I was 13, I would have to wait after school for one of my parents to pick me up. So yeah, I got tired of waiting one day. I started walking around school, and I saw where the kindergartners and the first graders have daycare on the playground. And I'm like, you know what? I should go fight these kids. I don't know why that was the first thought that popped into my head. It wasn't real fighting, okay? It was play fighting. Relax. But I just walked over to the gate, opened it up. The teachers have seen me around school, so they know I go there. And I would just start play fighting. So here's the weird part. I loved that power of having like 15 kids charging at me. And I was just taking them all out. I'm not exaggerating, not lying, not kidding. This was like a daily activity for me. I never told anybody this. I come up in there like,
I'm Batman, and you guys picked the wrong day to rob Gotham National City Bank. Come at me, bro.
I'm waiting for my parents to pick me up now, looking like I just came from a fight club every day. So then one day in actual class, Miss Thompson gets up.
So apparently we have to have like a class president to teach you guys about elections or some crap. I don't know. Why am I even doing this? I'm the homeroom teacher. This is a job for like your history teacher or something. Who wants to be class president? We need to pick 3 people.
So me, on this power kick that I'm on, I raise my hand like, whatever, I don't... Plus, there's this girl in my class, Jane, that I had a really big crush on. I partially wanted to impress her. She could be my little first lady squeeze. So yeah, I raised my hand, and Tina B and Jeremy W. My cousin Shane was in my class with me, so I picked him as my vice president. Tina B picked Robin. Jeremy, I don't think he even picked the vice president. He was just riding solo. And honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. You know, I was already leading a double life. What I was trying to do was the equivalent of Batman running Wayne Enterprises, fighting crime by night, and then running for mayor. I didn't need all this stress. Day before the election comes, Tina B comes in here with PowerPoints and graphs. She had pictures of her kissing babies in third world countries. Bruh, I was totally caught off guard looking at this like, is this the 6th grade? Or did I just step into an episode of West Wing? I'm very confusion. And the teacher looks at me, like,
Okay, wait, it's your turn, I guess.
I get up there. I will make sure we get less homework. And everybody's like, yeah! Yeah, less homework, first of all. Secondly, 2-hour lunches. Yeah! Also, you vote for me, everybody here gets free puppies.
Yeah, oh my god, yes!
I had the kids in my class so worked up, OPD sent the SWAT team over. Okay, settle down in here.
Hi, Jeremy, you want to get up there and say anything? You just gonna let Tina go up there and kiss little babies from Haiti, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it? Adonde pretty much promised 4-day weekend. You gonna sit there like a little punk? You ain't gonna do nothing?
So, you know, during this whole campaign that I'm running for, I don't really flirt with Jane that much, because I'm trying to stay focused. You know, I'm playing hard to get. Teacher gets up in front of the class.
Alright, I skipped breakfast. I'm getting kind of cranky. I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A. Everybody write a name down on a piece of paper, pass it up. When I get back, I'll count them and I'm out. Do what it do. I'm out.
And then Jane taps me on my shoulder, and I'm figuring she's about to be like,
good luck, I'm gonna vote for you.
That's what I'm figuring she's about to say, right? Taps me on the shoulder, I'm like, what's up?
Can you tap Sean for me, please?
Sean is this light-skinned dude that sits in front of me. He's 6 foot tall in the 6th grade. I don't understand I don't know what hormone pills he's taking. Anyways, Sean turns around. How about Jane busts out with some,
Sean, will you be my boyfriend?
what? You want to be my girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, teacher counts the votes.
Okay. Looks like Adonde is the class president.
The instant I got it, I didn't even want it. Not even because of the whole Jane situation, right? I go over to the teacher and I'm like, hey, I don't want to. I back out of my presidency. I can't deal with all the stress. You know, I got a full-time job, part-time job, school, bills, kids, car payment. I got all the stuff to worry about. I can't be dealing with any new responsibilities on my plate right now, okay? So when I resigned, Shane became acting president. Shane felt the power for like 5 minutes, and then he was like, I resign. Jeremy, the one who put the least amount of work into all this, ended up being the president. That's like the guy who does the least amount of work in the group project and gets an A. That was Jeremy. The only real winners in this was Jeremy and Sean. Let's be clear. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming and listening to my TED Talk. Alright, so a lot of you are under the impression that Disney was the first job I ever had. That's kind of a lie. Well, okay, let me stop. It is a lie, but it isn't a lie. Jesus doesn't like liars, so let me just explain it real quick. Disney was my first real job in the sense that it had an HR department. You had to fill out an application to work there. But my first real / not real job was working at a car paint and body shop. One of my dad's best friends owned a body shop, so my dad just pretty much forced me to work there for the summer. And honestly, I was thinking about calling child services to report my dad for forcing a minor to work. But then as I picked up the phone, I was thinking to myself, wait, if I get a job, I'll get money. And if I get money, I can buy video games. But yeah, Dad, you came this close to jail time, bruh. I show up to work on the first day, and the guy that owned the place, his name was Martin. Martin didn't really need any extra help. Martin's like, and he's looking around, and it becomes very clear he doesn't want me touching any of his customers' cars for good reason. Just grab the broom and start sweeping.
I sweep for like 3 days straight. I sweep the entire warehouse. Go back to him. Oh, the bathrooms. Yo, I go to this bathroom. First of all, think of the dirtiest bathroom you've ever seen in your life. I don't think this bathroom has ever been cleaned once in the history of ever. I get like a hazmat suit and go in there because this is filthy. On my hands and knees just scrubbing. I would clean the toilets and then walk by it 2 days later and it would be dirty again somehow. Right? So finish the bathroom, go back outside, and there's like another 10 layers of dirt everywhere because he has all the employees sanding cars out in the open. So I'm sweeping like on the 4th or 5th day of work. I develop a cough. I mean, I'm going home every day covered in soot, out here looking like Arya Stark running around in King's Landing. So I go into work the next day, and as I'm sweeping, I put on a mask. And one of the guys that worked there named Peter, I thought Peter was going to be cool because he's from Trinidad too. Comes up to me, is like, but what you wearing that thing for, boy? Yeah, no, all the dust is starting to bother me. I'm starting to cough a lot, so, you know, I'm wearing a mask. And from that moment on, Peter looked for any excuse to mess with me. Bro, why are you so toxic? So the first week ends, and I work 7 days a week, 8 hours a day. And I walk up to Martin, I'm like, what days do we get paid? Oh yeah. Okay, hold on a second. Pulls out a wad of cash, and I'm just like, yes, I'm about to get them Benjamins. He's a wad of hundreds, okay? He pulls out a single Benji and lays it on the trunk and looks at me like, This man is trying to pay me $100 for 56 hours of work. He was being dead serious. So anyway, week 2, I went and bought me some contacts. So like the second day that I had contacts, I went into work and I'm in the bathroom trying to put them in. And Peter walks by the doorway. Hey, stop digging up in your face now, man. Hey, Olia, watch this man digging up in his face over here now. From that day on, he called me Pimple Boy. So after about a month and a half of sweeping and cleaning toilets and taking out garbage, Martin finally goes, you want to wash a car? I promise you have never seen anybody in your life this happy while washing a car. I promise you. I was like, yes. People probably driving by like, what is wrong with this kid? Why is he so happy? So yeah, all of July, half of August, every single day, no days off, 8 hours a day. Work, sweep, toilets. As I'm doing all this, I'll walk by the TV and see music videos and these rappers are throwing money at the camera and they're riding around in their Benzes. So if y'all notice, I don't do house tour videos showing off my condo. These rappers had no idea that I was somewhere hating my life. So trust, I know how that made me feel, and I didn't want to ever make anybody feel the way I felt when I was sitting there cleaning toilets looking up at that screen. Please believe I have never been in my entire life more eager to go back to school than I was that summer. My last day at work, I still remember it to this day. I walked up into that shop like, yo Martin, it's my last day, bro. On Monday, I gotta go back to escuela. Lo siento. Deuces. After my last day at work, my dad pulled me aside at home and he was like, hey, by the way, I told Martin to make you clean toilets and take out the trash and all that other stuff. What? Yeah, well, if you don't get a good education, I wanted you to see what it'd be like, because that's the only kind of job you're going to get is cleaning toilets. Boy, I ran to that phone and called child services so fast on my dad. Just kidding, I didn't know what the number was to dial, but if I did, please believe I would have. So yeah, when school started back, I'd be at lunch and my boy Will would come sit at the table and he'd start telling us all these stories about working at Disney. And at this point, I kind of got used to having a cash flow and I wasn't working no more. So I'm like, let me go apply at Disney and see what happens. As soon as I quit working at the body shop, I started working at Disney. Now y'all know the full story. And as I was working on this video, I stopped for the first time ever and did the math and calculated how much I was getting paid per hour. Guess how much it was? $1.70 something an hour. So for those of you who are about to start working or get your first job or even your first summer job, or even for those of you who have a job already, next time you're having a bad day at work, think about me on my hands and knees scrubbing toilets. Who here remembers Blockbuster Video? I know a lot of y'all have heard about it. For those of y'all who have never been inside a Blockbuster, you go in, they have all your favorite movies, all your favorite video games, they had candy and popcorn. For anybody that remembers going in as a kid, they will tell you it was a good experience. It just made you feel good. When you hear mom say, "We're going to Blockbuster," your reaction's always like, "Bah!" Whenever they had a new release, it would cover the entire wall, and it was always sold out. Imagine going to Netflix and typing in a show or a movie you want to watch, and then Netflix is like, "Nah, fam." And some of y'all young bloods don't know nothing about that life. But you know what else was awesome about the whole Blockbuster experience? When you got your own Blockbuster card, like that's a big deal. You're not even supposed to be able to get one until you're 13, but my mom like forged the document and like made a fake passport for me or something and got me one before I turned 13. Like that was a moment in life. My friends would call me after I got my card like, "Donde, let's go play outside." Nah, fam, I'm a man. I'm about to go job hunting. I gotta start doing my taxes. Big montings. I'm out here making money moves, okay? Come holla at me. And to make matters even worser, my parents started giving me allowance around this time. It was $20 every 2 weeks. I felt like a millionaire. Like y'all couldn't tell me nothing. I would just jump on my bike and drive down to Blockbuster because I don't need my mom to drive me no more because I'm a man now. And then one day out of the blue random, they added an anime section. It was only like one tiny little corner, had like 15 movies, but I was shooketh. So the first anime I ever rent was Ninja Scroll, right? Take it to the register. The lady looks at the movie and looks at me and she goes,
Where's your mom?
Home, because I'm a man.
Hold on 1 second.
She looks at the computer, picks up the phone, and calls her.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Stacy over at the Blockbuster in Metro West. Your son is trying to rent a movie that's PG-13. And he doesn't look 13 to me.
So now I'm like, crap, my mom's gonna think that I'm over here trying to abuse my power and rent adult movies. Then I hear the girl go,
Okay. That'll be $5.99.
yo, my mom is a G. So the next weekend comes along, guess where I'm at Friday night? Right back up in that anime section. So I walk over to the same lady from last week and I hand her Fist of the North Star, the movie.
I just have to call your mother to get permission to rent this to you. Yes, ma'am, this is Stacy from Blockbuster in Metro West. Your son is here trying to rent a movie. It's a Japanimation movie. Okay. Okay, I just have to, let me just read you the ratings really quickly, okay? Nudity, adult situations, blood, and violence. Did I mention that it contains a nudity? Do you want me to rent this movie to your son who is here? Are you sure? No, yeah, okay. Blink once for yes, blink twice for no. Okay, no problem, ma'am. Sure, okie doke.
And I'm here like, mom is the MVP. Me and my mom never even talked about this. She just knew what to do. And this other time I went into Blockbuster, I go over to the video game section. The brand new Star Fox 64 just dropped. All of them were sold out except for one. Again, for anybody that's gone to Blockbuster and you've experienced this scenario, you know how happy you get when you get the last copy. Grab it, go over to the register, give it to the guy, and he goes,
Yo, I've been trying to get my hands on this. You know how hard it is to get your hands on this game? I can't even get my hands on it, and I work here. When did this copy even get back in here? I've been waiting for it.
So I give him the money, I rent it, take it home. The graphics were like mind-blowing. So I take it back to Blockbuster, drop the game off, and about a week later, I'm home, I hear the phone ring, my mom goes and answers it,
Then she walks in the room like, Blockbuster says you still have their game and you need to bring it back. No. I returned the game like last week. He said he returned the game last week. They says you didn't. Well, I did. My son says he returned the game. That means he returned the game. So fast forward like a month, I think it was. I'm home, I hear the phone ring, my mom answers, and she runs in the room. Blockbuster says you still have their game and that I owe them $125! Part of me is happy, part of me is scared. For anybody that has a parent or parents from Barbados, you know that they swing first and ask questions later. So the fact that my mom's asking questions first, I'm very happy about it. Mom, I returned the game on time, I swears. He returned the game on time. He wouldn't lie about it. Click. Blockbuster kept calling. I pick up the phone, they'd be like,
We know you have the game. We're gonna send the collection agency after you.
and every time they would call, I'm sitting here like, am I crazy? Did I imagine taking it back and I didn't really take it back? Like I was stressing out. And when I get stressed out, I break out and get acne. Once I get acne, the chance of me becoming a child model is out the window. I'm not gonna book any gigs if my face is covered in pimples, okay? Then I start thinking, hold up. Maybe when I returned it, that clerk swiped it up and took it home and never brought it back. Like 2 or 3 months later, Blockbuster calls,
Ma'am, we just wanted to call and let you know that we found the game.
where did you find it?
It doesn't matter where we found it, but we found it.
I think that was their way of being like, oops, we done goofed. So they erased all of our late fees. But please believe, every time I rented from Blockbuster from that day on, I wouldn't just drop it in the Dropbox. When I'm returning a game, I would walk inside with the game and be like, hey guys, I'm here, la 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 la, here, I'm here, look. And a little while after this, Netflix started getting popular, and as soon as I heard the premise of Netflix where movies come to you, as opposed to you having to go to movies, I knew that was the beginning of the end for Blockbuster. And I don't know if any of y'all know this, but Netflix offered to partner with Blockbuster, and Blockbuster was like, nah. Then Netflix offered to get bought out by Blockbuster, and Blockbuster was like, nah. And look what happened. But we can actually all learn something from Blockbuster because the world around us is changing real fast. Blockbuster was stubborn. Same with cab drivers to Uber drivers. These cab drivers are real stubborn. They have a really bad attitude. Even Uber drivers are about to be obsolete. Uber is developing driverless drones that we can ride around in as we speak. Google it. Traditional media, print, y'all don't have to attack YouTube. Blockbuster is a great example to teach everybody to not be stubborn and stuck in your ways. Even you sitting there watching this video, because the people around you are going to change, your relationships are going to change, and if you're not willing to evolve with some of the challenges that get thrown at you, and you're going to be stubborn and closed-minded, you might end up just like Blockbuster. Moment of silence, pour some out for my dead homies.